Hello to viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. Hopefully audio and video is working and you should be able to basically look at me and hear me without any issue. And I'm waiting for confirmation. So if you guys can hear me and a video is in sync, so please write yes AV, that will give me confirmation. I'm waiting for incognito window to play back so I can have confirmation that audio video is working. So far it has not started yet. Yes, okay. As of now, audio video confirmation has been done. So I think things are working, things are looking good. If anybody of you can even click the heart symbol, that will give me confirmation. AV good. Okay, okay. So everything is fine, everything is dandy. Again, today I also have the luxury of utilizing my brother's full frame a Sony A7C Mark II with a super giant lens, which is 50 mm f1.4, although it's not set at f1.4, and ISO is set at automatic. And to give you a contrast, like how webcam will see, as you can see, webcam is boosting ISO so much that it's not very, what you call, clear. While it does look a bit low light, but the picture quality is high. Although I can increase the aperture. Now this time ISO dropped to almost 200. So it's not increasing the exposure. I think it thinks this exposure is right. But no, technically it is correct. You can see everything in my face. You can even see eyebrows. So yeah, I think technically this is as should be. But let's tone it down. I think this is a bit too blurry. So f2.8. And again, I'm targeting f2.8 simply because the lens that I want to buy is Holy Trinity f2.8. So that's the another reason why I'm focusing on basically f2.8. So I think f2.8 is more than good enough. ISO is at 800. If I were want to make it more, let's just see, can I change it ISO? Let's set the ISO to, hold on, ISO to 1000. Yeah. Yeah, I think this will be fine. So ISO is now at 1200. I think autofocus. Did I disable the autofocus? Uh, oh damn. My apologies. I think I have disabled the autofocus. Ah, damn it. I do not know. I do not know how to fix it. Focus cancel. I do not know. What the hell? I do not know. Uh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That was a crazy series of event. Okay, cool, cool, cool. You're feeling better? Yes. Comparatively, like as you can see, I'm sitting down. My hamstring pain is almost gone. So in terms of incision, that drilling that was done, so basically they did like this, shriek, and they went inside and they did this to my rib cage, not rib cage, what you call the vertebra. So they did that. So my nerve has place to, like, relax and decoil itself, so to say. So that has been done. Now the wound and the injury that was in that area, that is almost gone. So I no longer feel pain in that area, although the bandage is still there. I think it will be there for maybe one more my apologies. Bandage will be there more for 1 week, and hopefully after that it will be removed. And the threads that are used for that stitches, it's body dissolving threads, which I did not knew is a thing. That there were like 5-6 stitches, and 4 of them have been completely dissolved. One is still not dissolved yet. So my brother is saying, like, when he did the dressing, that it would take 2-3 more days to fully dissolve. So once that's dissolved, the whole stitching, basically my skin is completely done, inside also is mostly done. So in a week or so, I should forget that there is something drilling hole in my back. That should be sorted. That is about the wound and infection and all that. That part is sorted. Now, what about my pain relief? Well, that has like, again, I am sitting down without being too uncomfortable, so that's a good progress. Although doctor did anticipate that, because again the nerves is going through so much shock, there will be a shortage of what was the chemistry name, B12. So they did not give me prescribe me B12 simply because I already had so many medications. So we had basically painkiller, antibiotics, another painkiller. So they did not overload me with that. So I started on B12 now. So hopefully in a week or so, even the residual pain that I have would go away. So hopefully, I'm very optimistic that this is the most expensive procedure ever done on me so far, turns out to be a fruitful endeavor, and hopefully I go back to my home healthy. So I'm optimistic. Today I'm on time. Welcome. You are on time. That's awesome. Are researchers sure about no harm from mobile network tower? Yes, because again, at this point in time, it's almost what I would say 20 years. 20 years, if something is causing you harm, it will have like what we call drastic consequences. Now, there is another part of it. You have to understand. A mobile tower, let's say it at the mobile tower is very dangerous. As it goes away, it becomes very weak. Why? It's called inverse square law. We know this. We study this. So if you look into any mobile tower, there will be a giant warning. The bigger the boiler, giant warning would be turn it off if you are around it. So why is that? Well, energy. Now, does that make it dangerous? No, it's the same as like a microwave. Basically, a microwave is 2 kilowatts, right? A normal household microwave is generally under 2 kilowatt. You put your hand inside it, it will be cooked, right? So that's why we have a Faraday cage around it. Same goes for your antenna. It has so much power that once it radiates out, it becomes a low power. But if you are at the source itself, it will be power. It's like same as heating element. If you hold your heating element in your hand, it will burn your hand. But heating element in your room slowly warms up your house. It feels nice. So same thing goes for radiative energy that comes out of mobile tower. However, birds are far more vulnerable to it for two reasons. First, they are very small. Second, they actually go way too close to it. So for these two reasons, a bird's avian life is far more vulnerable to it compared to basically human body. And again, 20 years is more than enough time. Even if it has like, subtle damage, it will cause cascading failure. Like we detect a very small amount of metal contamination in water, because again, people start to lose their hair and all that. That's how severe, basically detection works very well if you have long enough time frame. 20 years constantly going up, and not like exponential growth in like this cancers and all that. We good, like we got this part is sorted. Blur yeah, that was my fault. I disabled the autofocus algorithm. Right now there should not be any issue. You should see me without any issue. That's a Sony eye autofocus. That's the whole point of it. And blur is because again f2.8. I can make it more blur, but that then it becomes blurry. So where it's like this is in focus, this is out of focus. So that becomes a bit too extreme. Although ISO is a bit high, I think 1250, which again the photo for YouTube streaming, I think it's more than good enough. And this gives me comfort that I can buy A7 Mark V with f2.8 lens, and I will have a good streaming experience. I can even set it to 1600. Should not be an issue. And again, there are only 3 tube lights, so it's not too drastic. Uh-huh. So today live stream in 4K, no again, because I'm again, is it? It may be possible. But again, streaming, I do not store it, my man. I do not store any data that is done in streaming. It's live, done, go home. I'm not storing it. But when I'm making video, I'm not only using my card, I'm also storing, dumping it into my computer, then putting graphics into it, then like rendering it out. So it's an extra process. Live streaming, I'm directly using USB output. So if you guys want to see it, hold on. Let me show you guys the webcam. So this is how it's working right now. So you have a webcam that is connected via USB, and that USB is feeding that. So there is no memory card involved in this. That's why I can trust this. Like this can be 4K without any issue. But again, if I have to do the whole storage process, then it's a very big deal. So I understand when you say mobile versus camera. Thanks for giving me like 1 month before today giving me practical. Yeah, that's the whole point. Like you cannot fake this. Like you can see this sort of effect. No amount of like AI blurring and all that will work, because this is the actual optical thing. And again, autofocus was not this good. Let that be very clear. If you go like 10 years ago, autofocus was not this good. Now it's like, bro, who cares? Autofocus is more than good enough. And if you're not going like this all the time, almost all cameras can do it. And again, full frame, and this is f2.8. Like this is blur is good. Like, and again, if you really want, which my brother wanted for some reason, you can go extra. ISO is set to manual, so I have to reduce the ISO. But you get the point. You can see like my frame, eyes and frame is focused, but my ears are getting out of focus. So it's a bit too much. That's why I'm like trying to tone it down. Tone it down to f2.8. No, f2.8. Yeah, this is my sweet spot. So it is what it is. Okay. Now, so I give okay. Love your channel, dude. Can you expand on your natural sciences from information studies? And again, you used a different language. My apologies. I cannot read that language, but I'm not sure what exactly you are implying. I'm sorry, but I'm like not understanding what you want me to do. So no Bollywood dance for the foreseeable future. Back issue, terrible ESP pain. No, hopefully, I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic, knocking on wood, that when I do go back, let's say 2 weeks from now, I should be a healthy person. Basically, of course, I still have to do all my precautions, still have to do my basically physiotherapy and all that, but I should not be in pain. So I do expect, I do hope, pray, wish, beg that when I'm done with this, because again, life, this was such an insidious problem that I could not like truly be crippled, truly be healthy. Like I was just stuck. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I live across Mumbai. It hums nicely if I pass by. No, you are hearing most likely the audio, what we call coil whine. You are hearing AC to DC conversion. There is something that is vibrating at a frequency that is audible. So you are hearing coil whine. You cannot hear microwave. So what you are hearing is most likely AC to DC converter. That has some components that vibrate. Again, ideally, they should not vibrate physically so it makes sounds, but sometimes they are not very strong enough and they start to become, especially if it's old. And newer ones do not, unless I did bought a DC, what you call, USB power delivery. It does hum. It does hum. I can hear it. It should not be like that because newer components, they generally use higher frequency than audio. Basically, they use ultrasound. So even if they physically vibrate, the sound is unaudible to us. So that's there. Sajid, Russia reclaimed because they have protected every soldier. Let's see. Again, that situation will last very long. Again, I keep saying this. For some reason, people are not paying attention. I keep saying that if Chechnya fought for 7 to 8 years, you do not expect Ukraine war to be over in 1 month or 2 months. And while Trump is a very clever and very competent in many things, he has no idea about war. He's like, he does not understand war. I'm like, bro does not understand war. But again, that's normal. For me, I've lived long enough to understand that people are not black and white, people are colorful. So you could be super smart in one thing and hyper dumb in other things. And again, looking from outside does give you certain luxury that person inside will not have. And again, that will go other way also. Basically, person looking at my life from outside, they'll be like, this person is doing this right, this person is going cuckoo in this. Such is life. So again, those sort of political things are no longer as stressful. Basically, I used to get very worked up. This 2-3 years have taught me to be patient, cautious. So such is that. Okay, love it. Hold on, let me try to reshuffle my windows. So it's here. Okay. Hopefully this way we should have. Can I pull it out? Nah, I think popping out the chat will be confusing. Okay. Today live stream for no problem. Do you have any interest in night photography like Talk Long Expo? Of course, like I love night photography. Heck, hold on. Let me show you guys. I did a lot of long for exposure photography. You can even see that in my basically Instagram. If you go in my Instagram, you scroll backwards, you will find a lot of things. I even bought this. It's called intervalometer. I'm not sure whether my camera will focus on it. Ah, it focused on it. Damn. So this is intervalometer. Basically, when you want to do long exposure photography, you need two things: open the shutter for long and take multiple photos. So intervalometer takes multiple photo, and again, these are combo because it's also called cable release. So you can say if I press the button here and slide it, it locks it. Ta-da! Yeah. So if I need to, if you have any camera, DSLR, mirrorless, whatever have you, any sort of manual camera, generally it will only go to 30 seconds. The moment you scroll past 30 seconds, it will go into bulb, BLUB, bulb mode. Bulb mode simply means if you press the shutter open for 5 seconds, it will take 5 seconds. If you press the shutter for 1 minute, it will take 1 minute. Press the shutter for 1 hour, it will do 1 hour. So basically it gives the control externally. Now back in the film era, it was super easy. They just pull the shutter open. That's why the term cable release comes, because it used to be like a brake cable where you just press it like this, lock it and go away. Then this electronically started to do in electronical camera. So that's how you can do like long exposure photo. However, in this camera, half of the feature of this is already inbuilt. For example, if I go into bulb mode, I have manual setting on that. So bulb, I can go into bulb and rotate it in such a way that it's like rotate as in like give it setting where I can set open the shutter from 0 to 15 minutes. That's the gap frame. So if I want to take, let's say, star trail photos, and I want to make sure that each slice photograph is 2 minutes long, I can set the bulb to 2 and then go to intervalometer and then set it to continuous. Now that's the problematic part of this. It does not have the gaps between photo is limited to 1 second or 60 seconds. Again, if you want to do 24-hour shoot where like day to night transition, 1 minute is not wide enough, and basically 1 second is not suitable if you want to do star trail. For that point, you need continuous photos. And again, camera can easily do it. That's how it has burst. It takes one photo, puts it in buffer, and does that. And when you're doing long exposure, it's super easy. This can do that, but the software it's a software limitation. It bothers me. Like, this should not be needed anytime after 2005. This should have been inbuilt in all camera, but it's not. It's software thing. It's like it's a basic dumb thing. They just don't have it. Even in the Sony, like I'm happy. Let that be very clear. I'm very happy that compared to how horrible it is in my Canon system, at least so much better thing. And be mindful, I do have time lapse shooting in camera, but many time lapse mode takes the stills, makes a video, and then gives you. You do not have control over it. But if you take the photos now, for example, this camera is 33 megapixel. To give you a context, that's a 8K. That's a video frame of 8K, meaning you can genuinely do 8K from this, and you will have a raw file, like actual high quality raw. So if you really want to do time lapse, you can do amazing time lapse without too much issue nowadays. Like, have a good lens, have good settings, go YOLO on it, and you're gonna have amazing result. So I really want to get into that. But again, that's far out right now, because again, there are so many other things, especially like my air condition broke. I need to buy that. So that's there. uh, hmm. So it's like I left across from radio signal. Okay, recently I noticed the video. What your thoughts on deep seek mining? I'm not sure. Not I do not have context. Sorry. Sony makes most useless camera in the world. You do not have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. Sony makes the best CCD, the best optics is Zeiss. CCD, again, I do not even know which consumer camera has CCD now, so I do not know what you're talking about. Uh, hmm. uh, I only one home is near besides the mobile tower. Is it harmful to human body? I already told you it's not harmful to human body. Again, there is laws, regulation, and not to mention whole Indian Medical Association did testing and all that. Then that's how they are created, like how powerful it has to be and how far away from people it has to be. So all of those things are sorted. And again, it's the same as Wi-Fi. Like, why the heck people forget that your Wi-Fi is the same thing, and you are worried about mobile tower? This has higher radiation output because this is close to you. What the hell? Uh, Amiga, Ukraine, what do you think? Again, Ukraine will come out as a very strong power, because again, they have already figured out marine drone warfare, aerial drone warfare. They are already building jet-powered cruise missiles for long-range booming, and all this under wartime. So they are gonna become very powerful. So even if Russia goes through, and be mindful, if you stretch the time clocks for, let's say, 3 more years, Russia would be far worse compared to Ukraine, because again, Ukraine is not losing as many soldiers as Russia is losing. Russia is doing what we call meat grinding now. Here's the in World War II, this was a common tactics, because again, every country was above replacement level, so you could afford it. That time childbirth rate was like around 5 per woman. Right now it's below 2.1, meaning all the children that Russia is poofing, then there is no replacement, like there is nothing. And again, you are poofing young group, and be like, oh, one man can populate. That's not how it works. We are human, we are not bunnies, not rabbits. So you need family unit. Only then children would be stable enough, and only then and again, who's gonna toil your fields and all that? It's very easy for short duration, where you can just send people from impoverished region. At some point you will start to send people who's supposed to have some actual job. Once you do that, it's a what you call spiral outward. And be mindful, similar thing has happened. That's exactly what happened to Soviet Union when this what was the other war, Afghanistan war. That's the same thing that happened to Soviet Union. It also went poof. Almost dicto, one by one, same things are happening, and this time their population is much worse. So Ukraine, there is a very good chance. And again, if once Ukraine have any sort of way of having aerial dominance, they can take care of the things. And even the minefield, their farmers are becoming wise enough. They're like, hey, tractors are built strong enough. You just put a giant metal plow in front and just plow through the fields and clear the mine. I'm like, nobody thought of this. Nobody, like, there are so many minefields. Nobody thought of this. So again, it's one of those things. Once you are actually, as one is on the line, this starts to work. So that's there. Do you have any thoughts on hiring remote thumbnail designer? Because as you're using it as an AT, I literally seen dumb video gets a famous views. Like, no, it will be far more easier for me to use AI than to hire someone and pay someone. Because again, paying someone also puts a load on them, where it's like, I am paying you this much, my views are not going up. Then is there. Why induction cooker does not support aluminum, but industrial grade induction heater can easily melt aluminum? It can do that, but it's not efficient enough, meaning it will consume too much power to do very little work. That's why. It can do, it's just that it's not efficient. And if it's not efficient, then people will be like, why the, because here's deal, if it's not very efficient, people are like, why can't you just use a resistive heater? So that's the thing. My laptop hinge is cracked. Asus VivoBook, though it's less than 2 inches, still works well. But how can I prevent the further advancements of the crack? Now you understand why I keep saying that framework, even though it's more costly, it makes more sense. It's one of those things, like, this little things is the reason why most people's laptops poof the bed. It's not like, oh, I need to upgrade. Most people, average people, not the techie or nerd or things of that nature, average people will use their laptop 5 to 8 years if the batteries lasted. Batteries do not last. And again, if you go to change the batteries, they're like, no sir, this model is discontinued, the battery is different. A battery is different in every model, so you can't even. And again, the worst thing is the cheap laptops, they have metal hinges. Cool, awesome, GG. Those hinge have plastic thread on, basically plastic. So there is a brass insert on plastic, so that part cracks. I'm like, what's the point? So basically, they, even though they do have metal hinge, they do not load spread it enough, because again, you need to have larger metal plate for doing that. If they do that, the cost will not be so low. So it's one of those things. You can use JB Weld. You can use epoxy to harden it to reduce the crack propagation. Um, OpenAI is going for 40B funding. Do you mean $40 billion in funding? I doubt that. That number is too high. 4 billion, I can buy that. 40 billion is like a bit much. Lithium ion battery separator, low stress in 50 to 0 in 0%. Depends on the chemistry. Different chemistry reacts differently. Are you talking about nickel, manganese, cobalt, or are you talking about lithium iron titanate, or you're talking about metal, what's called iron oxide? All of them have different characteristics. Yeah, yeah. See, Russia, again, look at this way. Now, exact same time frame, exact same protocol, exact same behavior pattern. It happened. Like, it's not a new thing. It happened. Now, again, can Russia lose? Of course, there is no guaranteed in this, but likelihood is low. Given how quickly they are learning, given how quickly they are adapting, I'm like, likelihood of going again. Chechnya lasted 7 to 8 years. So why the heck people are expecting Ukraine to fold in one day? One is like beyond me. It's like, bro, it's only 3 years. And again, they are the only one who can say they have poofed more, basically from World War II. This is the first time somebody went inside Russia. And who did that? Ukraine did that. So it's a big thing. And again, they are running out of tanks now. Like, you can literally see they no longer have tanks. So it's like, oh, we took one Abraham tanks. It's like, bro, they have 3,000. USA 3,000, only sending 5 to 10. And you had 3,000. And then all of those were poofed. And again, you can even see a lot of people who do satellite reconnaissance. You can buy that. That's the thing now. You can actually buy satellite photos, and again, fresh photos. So Google photos are almost 1 year old or 2 years old. You can buy satellite photo that are 2 days old. Public can buy that. And again, it's not very high resolution, but you more than good enough. You can see tanks and all that. So Soviet Union built a lot of what you call uh, warehouse where they kept all of that. That's supposed to be upgraded. They never upgraded it. Again, the economics of USSR was stupid. It collapsed. And again, Russia was not good, collapsed. So all those are being drained. So fundamentally, this is gonna be dragged on for a while. And again, at the other end, even if Russia wins, it will lose. And if Ukraine wins, Ukraine will be very severely injured. However, they will have the military horsepower, like, to survive. Like, again, it's going like, few went against the many. It's a damn good thing. And again, they developed the whole what you call doctrine on how to use drones in warfield. So that is very significant. uh, what's your thought? Deep sea mining, again, I do not like that idea. like tampering with things that is undesirable. That laptop costed me 70K, only 3 years old. Can I replace it? Of course, it's up to you. You can replace it. But again, it's like price to performance ratio. If you can make sure that it can last by using a little bit of JB Weld, go with that now. And again, if you are happy with the battery, you can go on. Russia has captured 7 lakh Ukrainian children data from Germany. Again, that will not help them. That will not help them. But it's working both sides. What's up, what's up? What's your from DC mining? Okay, camera Tuesday. It's so dope. I am grateful that. Can you please explain me how to tilt camera works for 3D movies as you explained in the making of Avatar? No, that's not a tilt shift. That's not tilt shift. Basically, they have two cameras, and because the camera was physically big, they used what you call uh, beam splitter. So they had a beam splitter, basically what you have in teleprompter. So they had two cameras, so they can make it close enough. Physically large camera, they can put it close enough. Basically, they wanted to make sure the optical axis is close, and then they tilted it so it focus went like this. So that effect has to be done on both cameras, and many 3D people do this stupid mistake where the camera is like this. That's not how your eyes work. When I'm getting close, my eye, if you look from like X-ray from top down, it will look like this. It's getting closer, and when you're looking far, it goes like this. So this angle, that's what James Cameron figured out, that you need that camera angle travel. Without that, it will not look good, and he did that. I think he's the only one who did that properly and that early on. Maybe other people have used it afterwards, but after was the first big deal. It's not an issue in 3D animation, where it's a software thing, not an issue, but that was a very big deal. That's why its 3D is supposed to be so much better. Again, I have never got the luxury of watching Avatar in 3D in theater, which actually had good 3D projections. I've never seen it. 3D could have been good nowadays because again, you have OLED that can switch fast enough. Imagine you have active shutter lenses and OLED switching fast enough where you can actually see 3D. That also is no longer viable. There was a time where Nvidia used to sell basically lens kit, basically glasses and a emitter. If you had your computer connected with that and you had Nvidia graphics card, you can convert your monitor into 3D if it had a high refresh rate. I can do that now, but that product has been discontinued. So I never truly got to enjoy the 3D that I actually wanted. Like that's the sad part. Like sometime I do want to enjoy 3D, but I don't think companies are putting so much effort. Movies are not putting effort, but it's something. If I ever become rich enough, I will put some effort into it. Like I'll actually put two projectors, circular polarizer, and everything, so I can have actual 3D experience. That's something in my life. Why will happen make a copper frame for mobile from effect in performance? Why will making, if we make copper frame, it will resonate with radio frequencies, no? So eddy current will create an issue. That's why, like again, that's why the backs, if you want like wireless charging, you have to use a glass back. You cannot use a metal back. It will cause induction issues. That's why. Okay, I'm talking about lithium polymer. You are not talking about anything. Lithium, all those lithium ion, all lithium iron phosphate is lithium ion. Lithium ion is an umbrella term. Inside that, you have different chemistry. Tell me that chemistry. I mean, replacing the hinge or frame if possible. Yeah, that can be done. Uh, hmm. My thoughts and prayers with my friend. There is no context. I do apologize. How are you doing your health? You vibing or not? I'm okay. I would say like I can re-upload your Atul Shiva video, say yes or no. Uh, do some editing to it. Like if you take the full footage, do some editing to it. Like cut, put some your face on it and have some talking points. Don't just like copy paste the video. Then YouTube will throw me an error and I will delete it. Do some editing to it. Cut some parts. If you want to show like which laws I'm talking about, you can have the excerpt written, the stories I'm talking, you can have like, do some effort into it, then go YOLO, but do not directly copy paste it. If you do copy paste, then I'll delete it. Do some effort. As simple as that. Just saying cool. Why you're talking in such a slang language now? It's such a weird thing. Oh, anyway, today was a another day where I just realized that YouTube is so awesome. Neil Gross, hello mate, hello to you. I learned today why the heck Nvidia's graphics card is having so much issue with that basically 12-pin power connector. Why the heck it's melting? Is there bad design? And I was like, damn. And this is why I find it's so irritating. It's like so many children ask me, children as in people who are younger than me, it's like how you do research. I'm like, I YouTube it. It's like I do not have quantum internet where I'm researching all the information is available. To give you a context, literally today only I watched a guy explain in detail with PCB. Like again, he's taking photographs and he's showing how the power rails are done when you have 8 by 8 and how do you do passive balancing. Why you can't just put resistor and like do balancing. All that data is explained, and I'm like, this in-depth information is available, and people are like, oh, I'm like, where do you find research? It's in YouTube, man. Like I was shocked. Like, and again, AMD, how they've solved that issue. Why Intel is the only one having that issue. And again, he showed like MSI. And again, people say MSI cards are very good in terms of like reliability and all that. Why? Well, again, they have power rails. The power rails are divided equally, so they do not have to worry about balancing. And some dumb companies have like all Nvidia. Basically, they take all the voltage rail, collapse it into one. Then they have a giant circuit with circuit does active balancing, and then they have the power phase VRAMs as they call it, voltage regulation modules. And I'm like, that is so stupid. And again, somebody commented something very awesome is that you have become a good engineer when you cannot remove anything. Adding anything to things, super easy. Oh, I can add this, it will. No, that's not good engineering. Good engineering is you strip it down, like you make it as simple as possible. And again, MSI board, and they had others where like they took the 3 voltage rails and collapsed it into one, and then they had like, that's pointless, dumb. And again, that's why it's melting, because again, if they had you can even see when Linus Tech Tips did the solder wiring, even though there's supposed to be 6 pins, they're all into one. It's like, what's the point? You're supposed to be like 6, then the board partner is supposed to decide. Basically, if board partners are like, hey, I only need, let's say, 300 watts, so they will do collapse 2 pin into one, 2 pin into one, and 2 pin into one, and then have 3 voltage rail to balance the power load, like in 100 watt to each. And that way, the no matter what happens, even if one pin is not fully inserted, it will not overdraw so much that it will melt. But again, if you collapse all 6 to 1, you can have a scenario where 5 has malfunction, only 1 is doing, and then it will melt. So it was such a weird thing that so in-depth information is available on YouTube, and people are like, oh, how do you research? I'm like, it's weird. uh Lithium polymer. Do you think ChatGPT 4 no major update after? No, 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 no. That image update, bro. The current image update is a very massive thing. OpenAI literally, because you have to understand, whenever you ask a AI to basically make an image, it's not drawing the image. It's not like, okay, he asked me to make a person, so this is a 3D base model of a person. Then this is the background that I'm doing. This is how the lighting I'm doing, and this is how I'm painting the face. No, it just hallucinates it. Basically, how you are in a dream. Basically, how do you know you are in a dream? You can't read anything. Like if you make a habit, basically you have a watch and you are looking like this all the time, you will never be able to read watch in your dreams, because again, your brain, the frontal cortex is offline, so you can't process the information. And again, that's why text billboards, unless it's an image, you can see the image, but you can't see the text in the image. It will be very sloppy unless it's something so memorized that you have been observing it from since childhood to adulthood. You will not be able to read it. That's the easy way people do who what we call, when you are aware that you are dreaming, it's called lucid dreaming. Yeah, sorry, lucid dreaming. So people who do lucid dreaming, now that's how they recall it. It's like you make a habit of watching watches, and then when it's like in your dream, you, oh, I'm in dreaming, so you can keep dreaming and you can do whatever you want to do in a dream world. Basically, it's a free version of what was the Inception. You can do that. So uh, AI also does the same thing. It's just hallucinating the image. That's why the image is whole. You cannot ask it to edit some small part. It can't, because it's just hallucinated the whole thing. And that's why it keeps saying, the moment somebody figured out how to do 3D mesh, basically, oh, a person asked me, prompt is make a person. It takes a 3D model and then paints it over it. Even if the 3D model is very low poly, I'm not talking high poly, high fidelity, just enough where it can have blocking, accurate blocking, where it can do editing and iterations reliably. That will be the end of VFX. We are not there yet, but we are getting close. And the OpenAI, what they released is the first time they figured out text in image. So that is a very big thing, like not a small thing. That's a big thing. Hmm. Why are the ROPS missing in NVIDIA 5000 series? I'm not sure what exactly you're talking about. Hmm. Okay, thank you for explanation. Although another small question, when I read about high decibel at atomic bomb, I can reach 200 decibel, 280 decibel. Can you suggest anything? And can't go. But you suggested that, see, anything can go into anything. If you have a supernova, it can go to 500 decibel. But is it normal? See, if I say anything can't cross like 200 decibel, that simply means normal boom devices does not go that. Atomic boom is very more like, come on, man. Come on, if it needs atomic boom or a Saturn V rocket, come on. Come on, man. Come on. It's like, come on. And again, the reason why we call sound does not go louder than it becomes shockwave. It's not sound at that point. uh, hmm. USA started war with such a small thing that keeps happening every other Wednesday. Is boring. Is there any update on transparent solar panel? Because it really fascinates me. Yeah, it's not logical. Like from a scientific point of view, it's not logical unless photons are being utilized. You can't extract energy. So if photons are passing through, which is a requirement for transparent, yeah, it's not gonna work. That's why again, transparent solar panel has been existed for a long time. It's just that it's so inefficient. There is no point of it. Yeah. Uh, so on paper, idea people like the idea, but realistically, it's not realistic. I felt those who watches Avenger movie are stupid. Again, if children are watching and if you're saying, oh, children are stupid, then you're dumb. Again, people have different phases of their life. Like, again, I used to watch all of that. But again, my last picture that I was like excited about was the Endgame. After Endgame, I think I watched Spider-Man. But again, after that, let it go. Because again, my time, basically my phase was over. There's like, I was a kid when I started watching it. I enjoyed it. I grew a young adult. I became an adult. And then like, I phased off. Like they had a good ending. I had a good ending. We walked away. That's normal. That everybody does that. But if you're like, yeah, if some adult is stuck and again they are not progressing in life, moving ahead in life, trying to do change their life, still stuck in movies, then that's a different thing. But again, you cannot just say that people who are watching movies are dumb. It's like you might as well say, oh, you are spending money on movies, you should invest. If you're not doing it, you are dumb. Like life is about living the life. Life is not about dying. Life is about living the life. Uh-huh. Can you tell the topic of the video that you have commented, became a good engineer when you can remove anything, remove things, not anything, remove things. Basically, let's say mother board, right? NVIDIA releases what we call reference board, right? That founder edition is a reference board. So if you look into it, like let's say it has 2000 component, and when MSI releases same graphics card, right, same GPU core, same VRAM, all that, but its component count is less. So let's say instead of 2000 it has only, let's say, 900. That's a good engineering. That's a really good engineering. That's what I mean. You are a good engineer when you can reduce counts. And again, Elon Musk also says the same thing, whereas like the best part is no part. Like it's not something where you're like, uh, just remove things, throw things away. It's just like you have to maintain all the flexibilities, all the operational requirement without compromising quality. Okay. Is it true that bureaucracy follows British style, economist till 1990, Soviet inspired, relying 5-year plan and planning commission and control? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, that is absolutely true. Uh, hmm. So it's funny you speak English without that accent. Neither do I speak in that accent. I do not know why others perspective us in this way. No facts, just for mockery. No, again, you have to understand. Different Indians talk differently. I have seen that mockery. I have seen Indians who talk like that. I've seen it. Again, I have the luxury. See, you also have to understand, we are the third generation Indians who are born after independence. People who are the first generation, while they were scientifically accurate, they were not like their flow was not that good. I have the luxury of watching English TV shows from childhood. Most people did not had that. So there is some truth to it. All mockery, all what you call this the technical term I keep forgetting. Stereotype, yeah, sorry. All stereotypes have certain grain of truth. That's why they became stereotypes. It's like nobody can make stupid stereotypes where you cannot like, oh, all Indians are tall. That will not work. But if you say all Viking, not Viking, East European people are tall, it will sell, because again, it is there. So you have to understand some grain of truth is there. Again, we are in third generation, so we have the luxury of much more refined English. Our first generation, they did not have this luxury. Please make a video on seaweed biofuel video in English. I have done that. I have done that many times, not one times, many times. I've even made like scientific, like how to convert algae to seaweed, algae to biofuel, all of that, everything step by step. All of those have been covered. I haven't seen the end game just because of the hype. Never had will to watch it. Again, it's up to you. It's up to you. You see, if it resonates with you, enjoy. If it does not resonate to you, don't spend time on it. It's like, it's same as songs, right? So a singer is neither good or bad. Like, you can quantify it. It's like how many people resonate with it, but that's not how song works for you individual. Like, there was this girl, you must have seen, like, this is very long ago. This girl that sing a song, Friday. It's Friday, Friday, super annoying, super cringy. It became a big sensation. But that time, similar time, there was a other girl that wrote a very beautiful song. I can't even recall it. I remember the melody. It was like, it's my wish. Would you see me? Something like that. Would you see me? It's like a very young girl, it's like similar age, that Friday girl, similar age. That song was not vibe, but when I used to listen to it, it was such a beautiful melody. It resonated with me, so I enjoyed it. Friday was like, people who hate watching it, cringe watching. I'm like, no, bro, it did not resonate with me. I'm out. Like, I do not have, like, that bondage was like, I have to like it or I don't have to like it. It's like, I like it, cool, awesome. I don't like it, I'm out. I don't have time for like, I have to flow with it. Like, you are an independent person, and it's completely okay. And it goes both way. For example, if somebody is like fully obsessed with Linkin Park, it resonated with them. I do not make fun of them. I'm like, yeah, hey, awesome. I am happy for you that it resonates with you. The more things that resonates with you, the easier your life suffering becomes. The more you will be like, yeah, I got this. Like, like, it helps. It helps. It's a good thing. It's like going into a theater and not enjoying the movie. It's a bad thing for you. You spent money, you spent time, and you're not enjoying it. It's like, so it's one of those things. Why Google have said that two-stroke engines are less fuel efficient than four-stroke engine? Again, who gave you the idea that Google is like some all-knowing truth machine? And again, if you compare it for common people, of course that is true. But you have to compare to large ship engines, then it makes sense. But again, who's carrying around 30 megawatt ship engines in their home? So okay, reduce complexity without compromising quality. Bingo. That's the key. That is the key. Again, that video was amazing. That opened my eyes so much. And again, that's why I find it so odd when children are like, oh, how do you research? It's like, and again, I think technological connection, he made a detailed video about that, because children are growing in such a algorithm fed world. They do not have the idea that internet has everything. You supposed to search it. They are like, they have been fed from childhood, because again, they are growing up with scrolling parents. From childhood, they are used to the idea of like, there is a box, this black box. I scroll, I see what I need to see. But again, I grew up in an era where YouTube had 10-minute recording limit. So it's a completely, like, for me, I have the idea of like actually working my ass off to figure out what I need to do. So in my mind, it's super easy. Like, I'm looking for it. And again, algorithm rewards my behavior, because again, it knows what kind of person I am. So that's a very different kind of thing that goes on. I don't understand why you don't have foreign views on your English videos. Ton of them. No, I do. I do. Lot of it. Like, you go into my videos, set it by views. All the videos that have very high views, majority of the comments are from foreigners. So again, it's not very, very, very popular, but it is, again, I do talk about niche topics. And another penalty is there are a lot of good English sources. Like in my Hindi sources, I would say I'm like very, very good, but in English sources, I'm good, because again, they are much better than me. So that's also another thing. Uh, do we need lithography machines for making RAM and SSD? Yes, of course. How do you think you are etching the circuits in the flash chips, man? Mm. I don't know. Media says that we are such a 4 trillion economy, and I think we are still sure it's not just inflation. I mean, inflation in India is way more than it was 20 years ago. See, you will drive yourself mad if you start to dive too deep into it, and that's why I keep the core principle of letting it go. Do you control it? Yes or no? No, go. That's it. Nothing more than that. It will help your BP to be low. Uh-huh. For an going live, I don't know why media's okay. Do you like the world building in your frictions like Tolkien, Lord of the Rings and all? I used to enjoy that, but again, I have like, crossed that threshold. Now I'm more interested. What if I write a story myself? Now I'm in a different phase of my life. Eastern Europeans like Russians, I have met so many of them in Delhi. None of them were 5'10", and I'm 6'3", barefoot. Most of them didn't even reach my ears. Lol. I have changed my mind, but I will buy Honda Hornet rather than EV bike. EVs are not good right now. Yeah, again, depends on your use case. But yeah, most scenarios I will say it's not that great. It's uncooked. Uncooked. The movie called Adolescence has released propaganda to the mainstream. People were destroyed. The Y chromosome completely just completely didn't catch the Bachelor tax in future. Who cares, man? Who cares? It's again none of my concern. And again, people are fighting back. And again, that's the whole point of Trump. It's like it's one of those things, pendulum swing. It like if it goes too far, people try to pull it back. And again, it is happening, and it is having a definite impact. And I would say it will have an impact on Hollywood also, maybe in 3 years. Because again, it is having, and again, the biggest flop that could have happened, that Snow White flop. So I would say, and again, people, that kid was, if I could be wrong, but I think the kid was of a different color, not, he was not white. So that would be funny. Um, uh, are you getting paid for the work with Ahiravat Modern? No, I'm a part of it. Once they get the funding, then I'll have compensation. So is that means the Chinese companies sell SSDs RAM built by TSMC? Not, see, whenever you're talking about, like, cutting edge, let's say 4 nanometer, 1 nanometer, things of that nature, that is required for flagship. You still 30 nanometer is still used for SSD. 100 nanometer is still used for your stabilizer chip. So this is a very common misconception that TSMC makes everything. TSMC makes the flagship ICs. Right now, if you want the cutting edge, only TSMC can do that. That's a true part. Others can do it, but only in small scale. So that is true. But if you look into microchips, China makes the most amount of microchips. And again, that's why, like, if you look into Samsung has their own foundry. What does that do? That again, they make a lot of RAM chips and memory chips, because again, they are a very large company. So TSMC is very good if you want to go flagship. Other than that, and again, it's not necessary. Basically, think in this way: if you are using gold for some of the important component, does not mean you have to use gold for every component, right? So same goes for everything. Like, if you are using gold contacts where you are physically making contact, that's cool, but you're not putting gold plating on copper traces, because again, that trace will be covered by enamel. So at that point in time, it does not make sense. But again, because you're going to have friction on that gold point, having gold allows you to last longer. So that's how you do engineering. Same goes with microchips. So it's like, I have to 100 nanometer chip, it's useless. Hell no, it's very practical. If you can make the cost low enough, people are like, shut up, take money. I'm not putting like freaking 4 nanometer on my stabilizer. So it's one thing. It's a common misconception that TSMC makes everything. It's not. TSMC makes the flagship. So you have to be aware of that. Trump's planning to stop Department of Education. Again, it's Department of Propaganda. It was not Department of Education. It was Department of Propaganda. That's why he's trying to do that. He's going like, go back to the states. And again, you will do the same thing if you were in position. It's like, yeah, the money we are spending on each pupil is going up exponentially, but our children are becoming more and dumb. That means something is wrong. So you will delete everything and start fresh. He is doing that. Like, you would want your prime minister or president to do that thing. Like, hey, something is wrong, change it. Don't just like add more things to it. It's not working, change it. So he's doing that. Man, does reading book is a worth of time? Does reading book is worth of time? Of course. I, it's up to you. It's up to you. Like, for example, I'm reading my sixth book or seventh book. And again, does that make my life exponentially better? Hell no. No, but here's what is the alternate? I will just scroll it. So compared to scroll, that is better, and it helps me think. It helps me use English better, have more words, and again, it also helps me declutter. So it's like, here's the deal. Life is not valuable because you die at the other end. So if you go into that logical system, you will just die. Like, is there, oh, should I eat a good food today, or should I save the money so I can have investment? Of course, you will think that I should have investment, but then you will be old, bitter, because you never enjoyed anything when you were young and healthy. You could have enjoyed it, and all the money is just going to doctors. So that's why life is about a balance. So reading books is a good thing to do, simply because for most people, it actually helps them improve. Again, does not guarantee. I cannot guarantee, like, oh, you read this book, your life will change. But again, people have had a scenario where it's like, I read this book, it changed my life. And again, it's the same goes with songs. It's like, if it resonates with you, it would be awesome. I'm reading it because again, it's the better use of my time rather than scrolling. So that's why. Planning to get married next 3 years. I'm not afraid like you. I'm strong, man. Good luck. Good luck. Back now. How's your back now? No, back is not an issue. It's just that nerves is still requiring some, what is that, B12 vitamin for, that. Never seen a girl in your life chat. Why? Again, that's not my issue. That's not my issue. I do not have to worry about it. Uh, yeah. Oh, another aspect is I recently covered framework, what you call framework new launches. I made presentation. I'll make video when I get home. It will be, I think, quite some time when I do that. And also made a video about Camera Tuesday equipments today. But it's gonna be I'm bit torn, but I'm like I understand what they are trying to do, but it is very recover soon. Best wishes. I'm hoping for that too, man, because there is a very good chance when I go home, the high court case would be armed. So I do need my health to be like very uh, what you call. I need to be in my A game, and I need to be in healthy scenario in order to handle that. I need some mental clarity, writing down on paper it, solving it, what to do. Right. Again, you are telling or asking? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether you're telling or asking. Never generation of South Koreans, man 6 inch taller than average, and Japanese men are about 4 inch taller than average than previous generation. What do your government feeding them, bro? No, it's not feeding them. You are watching them like basically the Japan that just came out of World War II. It was a broken country. It was spoofed. The nutrition was horrendous. And same you can see in India also. Basically, the women who are like in very remote area, very impoverished, they did not like what we call malnutrition. They suffered through malnutrition. Their children, if they eat good healthy food from day one, if they are eating good healthy food, they will be much taller than mothers, like exponentially taller in one generation. How? Health improved. Same goes with India. India's also heights are growing, brick by brick, day by day. That again, there is an upper limit. It's not like you're gonna be 7 foot. It's like 5 to 6.5, like 5.5 to 6.5. That's the sweet spot. If you have any taller, your heart becomes too strained. Any shorter, it has some other issues. So that's there. Also diving in printer market. Do you mean 3D printer or like photo printers? I'm not sure. Uh, hmm. How can I message you? You are messaging me right now. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Telegram. But again, I generally delete most of the message because they are like, how give me your mobile number. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. You have to give me like again, if there is a FAQ, I like if you are clear, like this is who I am, this is what I want, I will interact with you. Right now, I'm interacting with someone who is dealing with a single board computer. Again, if you are clear enough what you want, either I'm able to help you or I'm able to learn from you, I will have a conversation. But if it's like a pointless, it's like asking me things that I do not know anything or I'm like, I'm out. So but I'm still 5.7. Again, 5.7 few years ago would have been like one generation ago would have been like, damn, they're like not bad. Like heck, I'm the tallest in my family and I'm not even 6 foot. So again, if you are above 5.5, you're good. You're good. Okay, you're good. I need some mental clarity. Writing down on paper is not solving it. What do I do? Then talk to a psychiatrist. It's like if things are not that messed up, you do need psychiatric help. Don't run from this. Like if you have a problem, solve it. Don't run from it. Don't make it a habit of running away from it. Uh, failed account for the account for detections. Oh. Uh, yes, framework is coming on printer market. No, no, no. They are not serious about it. And again, the reason why I'm confident about that is because of patents. There are so many patent dispute. It will not be wise for them. And again, they talked about it in like few days ago, man. Few days ago, they had a conversation, and like people want them to make printers, but they're like, dude, nobody even bothered to make printers because it's such a messy thing. So they are working on desktop, and again, they have a very small team. That's the most painful part, and they're not selling enough units. That's why they are making framework 12, and hopefully because they are directly targeting people who can like lower cost, so it should sell more, and they are targeting a school educational firm because again you might be like, okay, they can buy cheaper Chromebooks. Yeah, but Chromebook breaks so often. Like again, that's what he said. Like when I went to schools, they're like, yeah, here's our Almira, like what cupboard, yeah, a cupboard full of broken system. In those sort of scenario, having a system that is expensive but does not break constantly, and even if it does break, you can repair it. That has like recurring value. So there is a lot of interest in that department. If they succeed in that and they have good enough cash flow, then I can see them becoming a big deal. And again, they need to scale up a lot before they can be cost competitive in laptop market. And again, they do not have global reach yet. And again, right now global reach is on hold simply because of tariff war that is going on. So right now I do not think that if they did that, that would be silly, or unless they may have a, like, from day one they had this small group of people who are slowly chipping away at it. That could have been done, but chances are low. Chances are low. Any video coming this week? No. What's the height difference between you and your dad? I think this much, something like this much. Uh, uh, Lemon tea is best for health or not milk tea, bro? Go ask a dietitian or do a double blind test in yourself. See, human body is not a black box that everybody will react the same. Some people have good effects from milk tea, some people have good effect from green tea. Life is not that easy that is like, oh, do this, problem solved. Life is not that easy. Do not insult life like that, and definitely do not insult medicine like that. It's much harder than that to fix it. Currently, Bobbing, why no one is open sourcing GPU architecture like a RISC-V? Again, it's a multi-million dollar idea. Who will do that? Like, think about it. Like, AMD has their own technology. They worked so hard to make it. Intel worked so hard to make it. Who did? Like, again, there is one company that is claiming, but I have not seen them. And again, the claims they were making was too high. I was like, nah, the claims were too high. So I'm like doubtful they will succeed or not. So the likelihood is low. When video come in. Again, when I'll go back to home and I'm healthy, then I was saying lemon tea is best. Best for you. Other people who have ulcer, if they drink lemon tea, yeah, the bad things will happen. So again, that's why human body is not a black box where it's one thing works with everyone. That's why I keep saying, if you have a serious issue, go to doctor. If you are stuck in that era where you are still thinking that everybody is a child, again, I understand. When I was 20 years old, I used to think like that. When I'm 30, I've learned enough about human life and human experiences that, again, that's the same reason why I keep saying that one book is not the miracle book. One song is not the perfect song. One movie is not the perfect thing. Health-wise, it's far more complex than that. Like, that's why genetics happens a thing. Like, there are people who had the same issue. Like, they could be smoking and for 20, 30 years, no issue. Other person smoked for 1 year, it's like, yeah, cancer. So human body is not that easy where you're like, oh, this is perfect. Like, it's so not like that. It's like even milk has issues for some people. Like, think about it. Like, milk has the issues for some people. So again, do not simplify life like that. Like, it suited me, then people will be like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. So why x86 is less efficient than ARM? It's not anymore. And when in day one it was like that, because in the early days when Intel built x86, I'm talking like a late 80s, I would say, when they actually built the architecture, that time they were focusing on sys architecture, complex instruction set architecture. Now, sys architecture was built on a philosophy that RAM would be so expensive that you will not have enough of it. So you're gonna pile up instruction in one go, like one complex instruction, and it will pile up. ARM was built as a low energy device, and they assumed that because it's such a low enough thing that you will have enough RAM. Now, ARM grew up because silicon cost dropped so much, RAM price dropped so much, they're like, hey, this system is good, because again, it assumes RAM, you have enough RAM, you just parallelize it, boom, ARM became efficient. So and again, it was a very big gap in the, let's say, 2010 time. I would say it was a good gap. By 2015 it was a giant gap, but now the gap is starting to close. x86, basically modern x86 is very energy efficient. So you went from, like, ARM laptops were like Apple laptops were like 13 hour video playback, while now Windows at that time was like 2-3 hours. Now they have also reached the same point. So the gap has shrunk. Now, will it be ever closed enough? Maybe, maybe not, because again, ARM is also struggling with the issue that x86 already solved. Once you scale it up, another problem starts to happen. At that point in time, it's like, oh, that's why x86 has, like, x86 is like a diesel locomotive. If you directly compare how much liter fuel it consumes, diesel locomotive will look like, dude, it's stupid. But again, if you compare how many tons of payload it can move for that amount and for what speed, then it's like, damn. So same goes with x86 and ARM. ARM was a low power system built for very low application, and they just lucked out because RAM became cheaper. So that gave them a very serious what you call advantage. But again, x86, again, there was sloppy for few times, Intel specifically, but AMD finally started to do good research, and now now energy gaps is not that huge. So back in the days it was like, oh, Apple, like if mini PC was released few years ago, that a Mac mini, that would have been like, okay, Apple is consuming 40 watts while Windows consuming is like, 400 watts. But that's not the case. Right now you can have like almost similar like performance, but for 70 to 80 watts. That can be done. Like you can just buy it right now. So it's a very you know uh, what do you call, uh, the gap is no longer like black and white as it used to be. Like if somebody really wants to, if like AMD really sits down, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a SoC for mobile phone, they can do it. And again, would it be as good as the best Snapdragon? No. But will it be good enough where it's a mobile phone or a tablet? Of course they can do it right now. I have milk issue. Yeah, that's the whole point. Like human body is not that black and white. Again, you will learn. That's why doctors have to study so much. How you grow your channel? uh, Again, I just keep working. Intel Core 2 Ultra is very efficient. Yeah, again, compare the Intel what is doing right now. Compare that to only 3 launches ago. It's like, it's a significant growth. What will happen if I inhale 100% pure oxygen for short periods? And nothing. Nothing. You do that. Like there are many places where you people do that. When they are doing deep sea diving, when they are like going into space suits, there are common things where you do that. It's a common thing. It's not a whoa. It's a boring thing. It's a common thing. When few months ago, I would say. Cold drink ribbon. Yeah. Ah. Okay, anyway, this was a very interesting live stream. I think even the view time was very good. Thanks guys. It was a very interesting talk, and I'm very happy with this f2.8. So now I'm very comfortable buying the Sony system once it's launched. Man, I love a African American accent. Ankit Singh, you are the one who was like vibing today, right? You are the one who's keep talking. Yeah, half of your message is redacted. Anyway, thanks you guys. It was a very interesting live stream. Some good question. Bye. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Bye.